Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
On the 7th of August 2022, 31-year-old Janie Pedesclo would go live on Facebook just moments after allegedly stabbing her two small children multiple times. A 2-year-old boy who hasn't currently been named, and 4-year-old Paris Roberts.
Children is dead. I'm done. I'm done with life. And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. I'm done.
Although there's many news reports about this case, they aren't in depth, so we'll piece together what we can from multiple outlets to try and build the best picture we can from the information we have. So from what we know so far is that back in April of 2022, both Janie and the man she references in the video, Jermaine Roberts, the children's father, were going through court for custody of the children. Jermaine wanted joint custody of them and wanted it to be put in place that he had them over the weekend, as he felt, in his own words, that Janie wasn't stable and wasn't providing a healthy environment for the kids. A hearing was supposed to go ahead towards the end of August in 2022, but the events that unfolded at the start of that month proved fatal for at least one of the children. Just prior to 11 AM on the 7th of August 2022, as you know, Janie would post that clip to Facebook, which quickly caught the attention of Jermaine. In a panic, he quickly shot over to Janie's address on the 3100 block of Law Street in the Florida area of New Orleans. In the footage, Jermaine is thought to have rushed to the scene, and when he arrived, it was a gruesome but an extremely sad discovery. After smashing a front window in, he climbed through, and there they were, his two small children with multiple stab wounds. To make things worse, there were no emergency services around to help. So he did what he thought was best, picked his daughter up, who by this point was unconscious, told his son, who was badly injured but could still walk, to follow, and the trio fled to the car. Jermaine rushed his two young children, soaked in their own blood, to the nearest hospital, and upon arrival, medical staff knew they had a huge job on their hands and tried to save both children. But for Paris, it was too late. She succumbed to her injuries. The 2-year-old boy would go on to survive, but from the latest reports, he still remains in a critical condition.
Mira que a aquel todavía le falta venir. Le voy un chisme para adelante.
No, déjalo ahí.
Viene ahí mismo ya. Vamos a grabar ese y otro en grande para que se vea Solano corriendo.
Miren.
Mira, metí un tiro por aquí para eso.
Ahí llegan lo del problema. Entraron.
En inglés. Si él sigue así, vas a matar.
Entraron, pan. Yo te he quitado de bulla, yo no sé qué es lo que pasa. Entonces yo me doy cuenta, digo,
¿Quieres que te traduzca en inglés?
coño, tiene una pistola. Yo, espérate. Wey, aguante, sigue lo que pasa, coño, en juidero.
They come to my barber shop, and they juidero, and me put
La suerte que se le trancó el de rojo.
I put in the back in the station.
Y tiró también. No sé, el moreno que salió, tiró dos.
Es el tiro de este chamaco, que le sacó y le vino rodando.
Mire, se cogió algo, cuando viene a ver se cayó una vaina ahí.
El cargador fácilmente recayó.
No,
Yo estoy moca, digo yo, coño.
Mira, si no ven que aquí él lo mata, loco.
Claro.
A veces que aquí yo es rojito. Y esa la sacó y la bala la dejó caer, la tiró y me lo vino rodando.
Y se quedó mal pelado el tipo.
No, yo no lo empecé, loco. Hace tiempo yo le había cobrado a todo, compadre.
Espérate, vamos a
Cerré la puerta, cerré todo, va a seguir.
Ok,
Yo para que no vea qué es lo que es.
mira, muestra la risa.
Venga.
Scenes of violence on the streets of the Emerald City. The Spotlight has obtained video of a wild stabbing that led to an AK-47 style rifle being fired in a Seattle homeless camp. Take a look as a van pulls up to drop off food for the people who are living in tents on 13th Street, just north of Dearborn, between the Goodwill and Public Storage building. The guy bending over to pick up food is David Charles Burchak. His wife has been having issues with a woman named Arias Beckett Sumpay, better known on the streets as Lady Gangster. Apparently, Burchak told Lady Gangster she needed to move her tent. Instead, she sneaks up behind him and shanks him repeatedly with a knife, lacerating his liver, intestines, spleen, and severing a tendon in his arm. Lady Gangster then casually heads up the stairs that leads towards 12th Avenue and the Navigation Center. Meanwhile, Burchak runs to his tent and grabs his rifle, managing to squeeze off a round before succumbing to his wounds. At that point, his friend, who is yet to be identified, takes the AK-47 style rifle and peels off a series of shots at Lady Gangster as she scampers up the hill. This is all happening at 10 a.m. on a Monday. Adam, who told us about the ordeal, was asleep in the red tent you see there at the bottom left of your screen.
Sir, this morning I woke up and literally 2 feet from my head somebody got stabbed and someone took an AK-47 to the air 4 times. I mean, I'm terrified.
He eventually pops out to get some food. Meanwhile, Burchak's friend stashes the rifle back in Burchak's tent, where his wife tries to play keep away from the police, forcing them to get a warrant to access the tent, even though they can see the rifle clear as day through the mesh of the tent. Cops get a judge to issue a warrant for both Burchak and Lady Gangster's tents. Burchak's wife then bites one officer and scratches another, drawing blood. Police eventually seize the AK-47 style rifle and 2 bolt-action guns. Lady Gangster, who stands out because of that huge neck tattoo, is still on the lam. This isn't her first run-in with the law. She was already on a felony no bail warrant for escaping community custody after being convicted of another stabbing in 2019. Now, she's got a $500,000 warrant for her arrest for this assault case that she's charged in. It's just another day on the mean streets of Seattle with shootings, stabbings, and bitings. Stay safe.
Breaking news at 6. Actress Anne Heche seriously injured after crashing her car. Skyfox overhead when she suddenly sits up on the gurney, surprising firefighters.
It happened in Mar Vista. That's where Fox 11's Coco McAvoy is live with those breaking details. Coco.
Good afternoon. This was a very serious and fiery crash here in Mar Vista. We know actress Anne Heche is severely burned. She has critical injuries from this. Take a look at the aftermath here. You can see all of the charred items in the driveway here and on the sidewalk. And then as we pan over, you can also see that there is caution tape surrounding this entire home after it was seriously damaged in this crash as well. Let's show you some new surveillance video that we just got into our newsroom. You can see the moments before the crash. You will see a blue Mini Cooper fly by on the street here leading up into this house. You can see that actress Anne Heche was going at a high rate of speed, at least according to the video here. This is Ring camera footage. And now take a look at this other video that we're going to show you this afternoon. You can see the fiery aftermath from this crash following this bad crash. It all happened on South Walgrove Avenue just before 11 o'clock this morning. The car, that Mini Cooper, barreled through the house, causing a massive fire. Firefighters knocked down the flames and pulled the charred car out of the home. The driver's license plates come back to actress Anne Heche. Sky Fox video shows Heche pop up disoriented while she's wrapped in a white cloth following this crash. Neighbors in the area have been rushing to this scene all afternoon to try to figure out what was going on. Take a listen to what this one witness had to say about what she saw.
There was 3 fire engines here and a lot of commotion, but the result was the fire that was going on. The billows of fire were so like 200 feet high, so I know it had to be pretty severe inside.
And what we just learned a few minutes ago was that a neighbor in this area actually ran to this scene in his flip-flops. He got the homeowner out of her home safely along with her pets. We also learned that he tried to get actress Anne Heche out of her vehicle as well. But with all of the smoke and the flames, he felt like that would not be the best idea. So he waited for those paramedics to arrive. But obviously, very heroic actions from that neighbor. And we're hoping to speak to him soon and have that for you at 7 o'clock. Back to you.
All right, Coco, thank you. More on Anne Heche. She is an Emmy-nominated actress. Her most recent film was 13 Minutes. She may be best known for 6 Days, 7 Nights with Harrison Ford and Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. She was also in a relationship with Ellen DeGeneres from 1997 to 2000.
That's when Ellen famously came out. More breaking.